What's up? DJ Bobe here, bringing you another review. This time it's Book of Boba Fett. You can see the title. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Uh, I like to try to get reviews whenever they're still fresh in my head. I watched this recently, and I gotta tell you, I didn't disappoint at all. At all. It was really good. Like, if you thought Star Wars was dead, like a lot of other people did after Rise of, or The Last Jedi, after Last Jedi, uh, like everybody that I knew gave up on Star Wars. And I didn't give up. Like, they still make good stuff. Like The Mandalorian, like Book of Boba Fett. They still do good stuff with Star Wars. It's just not the main movies now. So you kind of gotta look for it. But most people would won't even give it a shot, now, and that's stupid to me. Like The Mandalorian is great, great, and Book of Boba Fett didn't disappoint at all. Uh, so, Book of Boba Fett, getting right into it. There's gonna be lots of spoilers because this is sort of a proper review, actually. Uh, so, goodbye if you haven't seen it. Uh, Come back whenever you have, and maybe we can have this talk then. But, alright, so Book of Boba Fett is about Boba Fett's return to the Star Wars universe. And in The Mandalorian Season 2, Boba Fett comes back, and he is, a pretty prime piece, a pretty main character. I'll say he's pretty main. And then they kind of just let him go off do his own thing after a little while. And then, okay, so you get him, you see him return in The Mandalorian, but you don't, you get his backstory about how he survived, but you don't see it until Book of Boba Fett. And Book of Boba Fett is, it's a series that is a mix of present day, what's happening right now, and what happened in the past, and how Boba Fett survived the Tarlac pit, Tarlac. I'm saying it wrong, but anyways, yeah, it's half about what's going on, currently, and then half about how he escaped, and it neither of the parts were boring to watch. Whenever I first started it, I was like, oh, they're gonna be doing the flashback thing, switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I was like, okay, well, I was not too hot on Boba Fett being saved by sand people originally, and his weapon that he had in Mandalorian, the sand people's weapon, the weapon they build in this one, I thought it was super lame. But now I changed my mind. That's how good Book of Boba Fett is. It's really good. So, alright. The show takes place present and past, and you get to see how he escaped, and you get to see what he's doing now. What was he doing now? He basically took over Jabba the Hutt's job, basically, and became crime lord. And yeah, I thought that was a great idea. I've heard people disliked that Boba Fett is a crime lord now, because apparently people think that he can't do anything else besides bounty hunt. And yeah, I disagree. Boba Fett is really cool in this show, even as a crime lord. And they're, oh, it don't make sense. It makes sense enough. Like, uh, they explain it in the show. Like, he says he's tired of getting bad jobs, like jobs that would get him killed or whatever. And he has to deal with that. So he's tired of uh, dealing with that. So he decides, maybe I'm gonna try something new, and he wants to, become the next Jabba the Hutt, and it's really cool, really really cool. Um, at some parts, like in the present, right? So, like I said, in the current time of the show, Boba Fett and his friends and what they do feels, and I know you're gonna tell me I sound crazy, but it feels like they're playing like a RPG, like a tabletop RPG, because um, I think at the end of the first episode, not the first episode, at the end of one of the episodes, they blow up a building, and it was a pretty prominent building in the city, and well, I guess it's I guess it's a city, but anyways, like the all the characters, instead of leaving the building or going somewhere else and hiding or something like that, decides to stay at that building and protect the people. Well, whenever you get to that part, if you haven't seen it, or if you've already seen it or whatever, maybe you know what I'm talking about. But at that moment, it felt like they were in a D&D or a tabletop RPG campaign. And on top of that, at the end, it feels like that too. Whenever they're whenever so they kill the bad guys, right? They get the bad guys, save the day, everything's good. But after they get the bad guys and everything's good, uh, Boba Fett's Rancor is still on the loose, and they have to go and wrangle the Rancor, and that's something that I don't know. It usually TV shows would just be like it's solved already. Someone did it off screen or something. But this show was like, no, we have to do everything. Solve everything on screen. It was really cool. Um, I really like the ending with the Rancor. That was super cool. As far as stuff that I didn't like I wouldn't be making this review if I didn't like the show. So there's very small amount of stuff that I didn't like, but there is some, and I'm gonna tell you about it. And it's pretty superficial stuff, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But right, Boba Fett's outfit, his original outfit, was tan, with his armor being like turquoise color, and they changed like his not his armor color, but like the other color, tan. Like all his regular gear that was tan is now black, and they do it for no reason. They don't even tell you why they do it. But yeah, I thought that the tan should have stayed because that's Boba Fett's colors, but what do I know? The other thing is they have like these groups of, or yeah, these teenagers in the show, and they're like a biker gang, more like what are those moped gang? That's what it's more like, a moped gang or something, because they got all these like mopeds, and they look that's part of my problem. Like, this gang has mopeds that look like they're from our world, look like they're Vespas or something like that. And they're super shiny and sleek, and it just looks like it doesn't belong at all in the Star Wars universe. Or that gang, like that gang of those teenagers, they look like they don't look like they're in Star Wars whenever you look at them. Whenever you look at them, you feel like you're looking at, I don't know, someone walking around nowadays. It doesn't feel, I don't know, Star Wars at all whenever I see those characters. Other than that, A plus all around is great.